Couple more clicks and we will be rolling. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga for Aging Strong. We're in the month of June 2025. Today, I really want to focus on good posture. So I'm going to do a little bit of a reminder of thinking about some things with our shoulders and our head position as we move into several movements. But what I want you to think about is just stand with your feet maybe about hips distance apart. Bring your arms out in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit. And then I want you to round your shoulders away from each other. This is called protraction. And then pull them back as far as you can into retraction. But when you retract, try not to hunch your shoulders up. So keep them pressed down. We're just going to go forward into protraction and come back into retraction. And I'm doing this with my arms in this position because it's easier, I think, for us to feel this, and we can kind of notice our arms gliding forward and then pulling back. So let's just do two more of those, protraction and retraction. One more, protraction, retraction, hold, and then just bring your arms down by your side so you still got that retraction. Now from this position with arms down, protract and retract and protract and retract. I don't know about you, but I notice I can get a little bit better retraction when my arms are down and they're back even behind me a little bit than when my arms were in front of me. Let's do one more of those. Hold that retraction. Now make your neck feel really long. Just kind of this feeling like you're lifting upward with your head. Now bring your arms up fairly high. They don't have to be completely above your head, but this is going to feel even weirder to do. So do protraction and retraction. And my arms are staying on the same angle as I protract and retract. It's difficult to do this when the arms are up, and especially without hunching your shoulder blades up toward your ears. Protract and retract. Let's do one more. Open up the space between your shoulder blades and then close it. Hold, and then just let your arms float down. Okay, let's come into cloud hands. So we'll just take the left arm across and then the right. So now we're doing an active movement with our body moving along different planes. And I want you to think about keeping your shoulder blades into retraction as you're doing these different movements. One arm is coming down while the other one's coming to the front. You're slightly rotating your spine, shifting your body weight from one foot to the next. This is a little Tai Chi movement, one of the forms that we learned in our 8-form Tai Chi for building better balance. So keep that shoulder blade retraction. Make this seem a little bit different by taking the arm up a little higher, but keep that shoulder blade retracted down, both shoulder blades. You want to feel a connection in your lats. So these muscles right here in your back, you're contracting and keeping them pressed down. So let's do one cloud hand to the front on each arm. And then one up each arm. And we're not going really slow. This is moderate because I want you to warm up your body. But very mindful movement here. Now think about where your head position is. We talked about this a few times in class, that it should be like you have a little L right here between your chin and your sternum. So as we go through this movement, we're keeping that L in place. Even if you turn your head to the right and left, try not to drop your chin or lift it up too high. Let's do one more of each movement. And reaching up. And up. Good. Step your feet back into mountain pose. Come into shoulder girdle retraction. Soften your knees a little bit and sink into a baby chair pose and really keep those shoulder blades back. So we're going to hold this position in chair while we bring the arms into a circular fashion forward, around, and when you come behind, press your arms towards each other like you're squeezing a big beach ball behind your back. Come forward, around, and squeeze back. Now check in with your abdominals. Make sure they're drawn in and up. Now, are you losing the shoulder girdle retraction when your arms come forward? Try not to separate your shoulder blades. So your arms are doing this movement without affecting the whole entire shoulder girdle. Now we'll rise and fall with the legs. So as your arms come forward, stand up, circle open, and sink down into chair and press back behind you. Inhale. Press back, strengthening the backs of the shoulders, opening the chest. Two more. And one more. Hold, hold, hold. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Feel a little small stretch in your ankles. Feel the work in your legs, stabilizing with your hips, your abdominals. Recheck shoulder blades retracted, maybe even a little bit more. One more breath, head neutral. And then we'll rise up. Good, now try to keep your shoulder girdle retraction as you take your palms into Anjali Mudra at your heart. So shoulder blades are back. Press into the palms a little bit with some intensity. Take a little step back with your right foot into high crescent lunge and open out into chest expansion and really draw the shoulder blades together. This one is an easier one to find that retraction. And then we'll step into chair pose, press the palms. The left foot steps back, high crescent lunge. Retract the shoulder blades open and close in. This is called flight of the bird. So we'll do these alternating sides at your own pace. We've got an element of balance here as we're taking that foot back behind. And make sure you've got some separation between your feet side to side so you're not stepping your foot directly behind the other one like a tandem stance or like you're standing on a balance beam. It should be like you're standing on railroad tracks a little bit as you step back. Try not to lose sight of that shoulder girdle retraction and the neck position. Let's do one more each side. And close. And the left. And close and rise up. So I'm going to add on to this progression and flow of poses. If you'd like to add a little bit of light workload, not too heavy, And they give you the option to add some presses above the head with the weights. So weights are in here at heart center. We'll sit into our chair. And without weights is just great. Retract your shoulder blades. Your weight should be back in your heels. Step back with the right foot to high crescent lunge. Open out into goalpost arms. Press the right arm up and down. Keep the shoulder girdle retracted. Press the left arm up and down. Step into chair, closing the palms at the heart. Carefully step the left foot back. High crescent lunge, goalpost arms. We start with the left arm first as we press. And it doesn't have to come all the way above the head. You can do a small lift. And then step in and close. We'll do 2 more of those on each side. Right foot steps back. High crescent lunge, goalpost arms. Option to press the right and down. Press the left. Shoulders are retracted. Step into chair. Press the palms. Left side. Carefully step back. Open. Left arm reaches. Feel your body center of gravity changing. Right arm reaches. Close in. Ooh, okay, we have 1 more on each side. Retract your shoulder blades. Right foot steps back. Find your balance. Open, goalpost arms. Right arm stretches up. Left arm. Close into chair. We're almost there, guys. Left leg steps back. Open up the heart. Pinch the shoulder blades towards one another. Left arm reaches. Right arm. Close into chair. Shoulder blades are down and back. Hold. And rise up to stand. Woo. Okay, beginning of class, we did a chair pose with an arm circle. So we'll do that again with the option of having our weights. So we're going to sit into chair and press the arms back behind you. Feel the backs of your shoulders working. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Then as you stand up, let your arms come forward. Open out around and reach back into chair. It's amazing the difference of this movement adding light hand weights. You guys know it's just an option. Our goal is 8 repetitions. I'm on number 3. And 4, take your time. Feel the breath, feel the shoulder blades retracting back. 4 more to go. Boy, I feel the body temperature really heating up now. 3 more. You pick the range of motion of this circle. Last 2, check your head position. Neutral. Slightly tuck your chin in. Good job. This is our last one. And rise up. Great job. All right, set those weights down. Let's use our chair for a downward dog. So we'll inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, swan, dive down. Place your hands on top of your chair surface. Walk your feet back and stretch the lats. Now I want you to play with shoulder girdle retraction here, 1 arm at a time. So take some of the weight out of your right hand and try to retract and depress your shoulder blade. You should feel your arm kind of sliding down a little bit. And then put that hand back on the chair. Take your left hand and weight it and pull the shoulder blade down and back. You're just going to go from one arm to the other. Job. This is a hard one to get sometimes, so take your time, feel the movement. 2 more on each arm. It's pretty subtle. There's not going to be a lot of range of motion in this. 1 more on each side, getting a nice stretch along the posterior chain, backs of the legs. Then we'll hold that down dog and try to retract and depress both shoulder blades. Hold it. 3 breaths. Scoop your abs in. This is a nice blend of stretching and strengthening here. 1 more breath in. Walk the feet back underneath you. Inhale, rise up, stretch. Exhale the arms down by your side. Retract the shoulder blades. Good. All right, just step out nice and wide on your mat. Shoulder blades are back. I want you to reach up without letting your shoulder blades come apart, and then bring the arms back down. So if I turn sideways, you can see that my arms are slightly behind me as I'm coming through this range of motion, keeping that engagement of the shoulder blades. Good. Now that we have that, we have the shoulder blades secure, we'll reach up to 5-pointed star and then bend the elbows. You have your wrists flexed, so I'm pulling my fingers down. I'm feeling a stretch right along the wrist. I have the elbows still back. This is a goddess arm position. It's like you're holding 2 heavy objects. So we'll reach up, inhale, 5-pointed star. Keep those shoulder blades back. Exhale and pull your hands into goddess. If you feel you have that, let's go ahead and add the legs into goddess squat. So sink down, pull shoulder blades back. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess squat. And let's check before you come back up. Take a look at your legs and make sure your knees aren't coming in like this. So press your knees out so they're tracking right over the center of the feet. And reach up, 5-pointed star. Do you feel your shoulders working? As I certainly do here. Shoulder blades back. 3 more. Inhale. Stretch your fingers. Exhale. Flex your wrists. Pull those shoulder blades and elbows back. And again, stretch. Abs are really engaged. 1 more time. Hold your goddess squat. Pull shoulder blades back. Look to the right side. See if you can see your right hand. Look to the left. Left hand, flexing the wrist. Look back to center. Reach up, 5-pointed star. Inhale. And let your arms float down. Exhale. Ooh, roll those shoulders a couple times. Should feel like a lot of work. Okay, so I'd like for you to take your light stretchy band or a yoga strap if you don't have a resistance band. And what we've been doing the last couple weeks is placing the band around kind of the outside of the wrists or hands. And you can also hold on to your strap with your arms about the same width apart. Let's turn the right foot into warrior 2. So we are going to lift the arms up on an inhale. Keep those shoulder blades retracted. Exhale and separate the arms just to any amount that feels okay for your shoulders. Inhale. As you lower your arms, we'll pivot on the feet. and switch sides. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pivot on the feet, exhale. So turn out the right foot, bend the knee, open the arms, press back up, pivot on the heel, and release it. So your heel is a little pivot point on your foot and down. Now, if you're doing this without the strap, you're just lifting the arms up, you're opening out into warrior two, you're coming back to the center, pivoting on your heel, and relaxing the arms down. Pivot and open. If you're not getting the feet quite yet, just don't worry about your arms. You'll turn your right foot out, you'll bend the knee. Then when you straighten it, you turn the foot back in and turn the left foot out, bend the knee. So let's get 3 more on each side, whatever versions you're using here with the strap or the band. And down. Now it's a lot more challenging to do this on alternating sides because we have to have that pivoting action of the heel and the knee rotating out. And it really does help work our stabilization and our balance. Good. And again, 2 more on each side. Excellent. And that warrior can be any size, any depth in the bend of the knee. I think that was the last one, but let's get 1 more on each side just for good measure. So it might have taken us a bit to understand this exercise. Good. Last time to the left, pivot the heel, open, bend the knee, and close in. Now just pivot your right foot out, coming into warrior two. We'll lift the arms up and do a reverse warrior or sun warrior. So I have a little bit of resistance here. Our normal sun warrior, we would have this hand either down or behind the back. So if you'd rather choose not to use the band or the strap, that's absolutely fine. And let's just separate and bring it in 5. We have a nice side bend in the right side of the waist, 4. Shoulder blades retracted, 3. Abs engaged, exhaling, 2. Good, and 1 more. Come up with the body, lower down. Good, now let's just bring the elbow down toward the thigh. Take your band here and we're going to do a rotator cuff movement with the left arm. So I'm stabilizing the right one and I'm rotating out with the left. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. If you don't want to use the band, you can also use a light dumbbell or nothing at all here. So let's try to get a nice set of these, maybe 6 or 7 more. Good job. Keep your core engaged. Try not just to hold your body weight up with your right arm. Let's get 3 more. Nice. And 2. Your elbows staying close to your waist. 1 more. And then bring yourself up. Turn and pivot on that left or right foot. Turn and pivot your left foot out. Sink down into your warrior position. Then we'll do our reverse warrior or sun warrior. Lifting the arms up. And you side stretch over to the right. Your option is to add a separation of the arms. Out and in. If you're using a yoga strap, just pull out against it and you'll just hold that contraction steady. Retract your shoulder blades down and back. Ignite your core muscles. Really brace. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Pull your body up and lower the arms down. Great job. Bring your left elbow to support on your thigh. Hold the band here. Keep your elbow in. We'll do our rotator cuff out and across. If your band is too stiff, this is a very small muscle group, so it's going to be hard. So let go of it and just do this action here. 6 or 7 more. Now make sure you're not bending over like this. I want your body like you're between 2 panes of glass, one in front of you and one behind you. 3 more. Exhale. Good job. 2 more. Feel the work in the left leg. Make sure that your knee is tracking over the heel. Last one. Pull your body up and pivot that foot in. Keep your spine nice and long. Soften your knees, and we're just going to fold forward. If you need some support, you can have your block on the floor. Hold a wide leg forward fold. You can also use your chair to support your hands. If your hamstrings are pretty flexible and you can bring your hands all the way down to the floor, bring them out into your down dog position and extend through the lats and the shoulders. Now I'm going to keep my block right underneath my hands here. So we're going to add a twist, and it's nice to have a little bit of support under the hand if we can't reach the floor. So we'll keep our left hand supported on the block or the chair or the floor, and we'll rotate out with the right arm lifting. Now, if this feels uncomfortable for your shoulder, you can just bring your hand right on your shoulder and rotate your torso without the use of your arm. You can even bring your right arm behind your back into that hammerlock position. Just going to stretch the front of the shoulder. And we're taking our gaze way up over that right shoulder as far as we can. 2 more breaths. Try to keep equal weight into both feet. Good, lower down. Pause there and relax. Okay, our right hand stays supported, the chair, a block, the floor, and we'll open out to that left side twist. I just felt a stretch in my right inner thigh when I did this. Yeah, that's amazing how that, I think it's kind of moving my pelvis a little bit, increasing that adductor muscle length. You can wrap the hand behind. Let's hold 3 more breaths. Really look over your shoulder, turn your head, look with your eyes. And come down and relax. Great job. We're going to work on a yoga pose that will help us to retract our shoulder blades called locust. So we need to come down to our tummy. I'm not going to describe the way to get there because everybody's going to want to do it a little differently. So decide which side of the mat you want to face and come down to your belly. So with locust, I'm actually going to put a little bit, my blanket right under my forehead. That way I can keep my head down but my nose isn't touching the floor. And bring your arms next to the sides of your body. I have my palms facing up, but you can also turn your thumbs down so your palms are facing inward. And then lift your back up so your head's coming off the floor, but don't look forward with your head. So keep your head neutral and then try to retract your shoulder blades here. Squeeze, 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 and then lower down. And again, lift up, lift the arms. Remember that pose where we imagine we had a beach ball behind our back and we're pressing into it. That's where we're coming here. And lower down. Now, next time we do this, I want you to look as far as you can to the right. So lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then turn your head. Good, and down. Same thing to the other side. Lift your back up, squeeze and retract your shoulder blades, press in with your hands, and look left. And then come down. Let's do one more each side. Lift, squeeze shoulder blades, look right. And down. Boy, these can be intense. Lift, rotate the shoulder blades towards each other. Look left. And then as you come down, take your hands and place them underneath your forehead and relax your arms forward here. Great job. So we're going to come into Sphinx. So with Sphinx, let's see if I can move that chair a little more. We come up onto our elbows and we have a fairly big back bend. Now, for some of us, this is going to feel pretty comfortable. For some of us, not so much. So it depends on where your elbows are on the floor that dictates our back bend. So elbows under shoulders is kind of ideal where we want to be, but if that's too much for your back, walk your elbows forward a little bit and notice how that lowers your body down onto the floor somewhat. So find a good position here for your Sphinx. And then try to lift your neck up and press your shoulders down. So you're trying to press into the mat and lift. It's like bringing a little turtle's head out of the shell, sort of, so to speak. And let's hold here 3 breaths. And 2. And 1. Now to do a forearm plank, we do want to have the elbows underneath the shoulders. So if you can, bring those elbows directly underneath and then pick your belly up off the mat. So you're on your knees, holding a kneeling plank from our Sphinx pose. And then lower your hips back down. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your belly up. Now if you want more, tuck your toes, lift your knees up off the floor. And then come down. Let's do one more plank. Pull your belly up, either from your knees or from your toes. And let's hold 3 breaths. Check your head position. And then come back down. We'll lower our forehead again onto the tops of our hands and rest. Now, when we do a lot of back extensions like this, it's nice to do a bit of a counter stretch. So let's press up to our hands and knees. Use the strength of your arms. And then come either into a child's pose or a cat stretch. I'll bring my blanket for my knees here. So either a cat stretch, rounding up, tucking the tailbone, or a child's pose, extending the arms out long or even next to the sides of the body. Two more breaths in your counter stretch. Great job. We'll come up to our hands and knees, preparing for bird dog or spinal balance. We'll take the right leg straight back. And before we go anywhere else, I want you to level off your hips, because sometimes when we extend the right leg back, our hip rotates up. So really be aware whether your pelvis is neutral and level across. And then take the the left hand and reach it forward with your thumb up. Now we're going to move this left arm out and then next to the side of your body and move it out and back to the front. So you're making a little kind of a half circle. Out next to the side of your body, out and reach. So this will be level one we'll stay with. The next level, as you reach the arm out, try to bring your right foot around to try to touch your heel and then reach back out. Left arm comes out to the side, the right foot comes across, we try to touch it. And reach out, let's do two more. So you're having to bend your side waist to bring that foot around. One more time. Reach out. I don't know about you, but my right shoulder is saying that's good enough. So let's come back to all fours. And I think that right arm needs a stretch. So let's do a thread the needle. Lift your right arm up. That's the one that was supporting you. And reach it down through, relaxing your shoulder down toward the floor, and rest here about 5 breaths. The left hand can reach up to the top of the mat. You can place it on your lower back or wrap it behind you, or just relax it next to the side of the body. One more breath. And then to come up, we put the left hand down to the mat. We'll glide the right shoulder out and reach it up. And then just put that right hand down to the floor for all fours. Okay, now our left leg goes straight back. Flex your foot and level off your pelvis. Once you have that nice connection with your core, reach the right arm forward. And then we'll just take that right arm, sweep it out to the side, bring it next to you. Retract your shoulder blades a little. Reach it out and forward. And again, we'll do that one. Now you can stay with that. Or as we reach out and next to you, try to bring your left foot over to touch. And I'm looking that direction to see if I can see my foot. And 3 more. A lot of core stability here. And 2. Good, scoop the abs in, 1 more. Reach out, now the left shoulder saying that's good enough. So let's bring the knee and hand back to the floor. And we'll do a thread the needle with the left arm, the one that was supporting your body. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, thread the needle through. Relax your shoulder down. Choose what you'd like to do with your right arm, and we'll be here about 5 breaths. It's amazing how much that bird dog flow of postures really elevated my heart rate. So now it's settling down. All right, let's get ready to come out of your thread the needle. Place your right hand to the mat. Use the strength of your tricep and shoulder to press yourself up. Slide your arm out, reach, and then relax back to all fours. Great job. Okay, we are going to come onto our back. And your option is to have one of your hand weights with you as an option with some of the movements that we'll do. And it'll be a pretty light one. I'm going to grab my 5. So you can just set one hand weight there. And as always, the weights are just an option. We'll come down to our backs. Good. Really try to find your neutral spine. And just check in. Maybe close your eyes for a couple of breaths. Now, it seems kind of odd to do this, but I want you to try to retract your shoulder blades when you're laying on the mat. Oh, that was kind of cool. So if I didn't do that and I relaxed, my shoulder blades kind of sunk down and my shoulders rounded forward. But if I retract my shoulder blades laying on the mat, it lifted my chest a little bit and I kind of glued the back of my shoulders into the floor. Now, what I also notice what happens when I do this is it almost creates more of a back bend or more of a space under my lumbar spine, and I don't really want that to happen. So when I'm pressing my shoulder blades down into the mat, lifting my chest, I want to pull my abs in and really firm up my midsection. Now just relax everything and sink down and notice how that feels. And then retract your shoulder blades. Your chest comes up a little bit. Your arms push down more into the mat, but then pull your abs in. And then we'll lift the right leg off the mat. Now you can just stay with the right leg if you want, or we can try lifting both legs off the mat and keep this position and hold 3 breaths. If you have the 1 foot off the floor, you can extend it out more to make it a little bit more challenging. 2 more breaths. And 1. Set both feet back down. And then relax everything. Your body just collapsed into the floor. Okay, we're going to reactivate everything. So we'll pull the shoulder blades together. Press the arms down into the mat. Lift the chest a little bit, but then pull your abs in, pressing your lower back toward the floor. Lift your left foot up. Stay here as an option or extend your leg. Or bring your right leg up 2 into table. And we'll hold 3 breaths. I'm kind of shaking. There's a lot of engagement happening here. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Good, and then relax everything down. Woo, man. It's amazing if we just add a couple different new concepts into what we're doing, how it can really change our movements. So your option is to hold a weight right up from the center of your chest. If you don't want to use a weight, you're just going to take your arms straight up. And I'm going to take my 5-pounder, holding it on each end. I'm going to take it up here. So now what I want you to do is that shoulder blade retraction and then your abdominal engagement. You can keep your feet on the floor or you can take your knees up to table. You can also just do 1 leg. And then I just want you to move your arms to start to go over your head a little bit and come back in. So you're level 1, both feet are down. You're just going to move that weight up. And in level 2, you just have 1 leg lifted. Level 3, you have both legs lifted. Now you can also add the right leg out and in. Let's do 2 more. Recheck your positioning. Press that low back down. Your arms don't have to come clear over the head. You can make that as big or small as you want. And let's take a break and relax. Oh my. If it's really hard, it's because you're doing it right. You figured out how to really retract those shoulder blades and focus on your core. Okay, so we'll take the arms up again, option with or without weights. Retract your shoulder blades so your chest is going to come up a little bit, but then push your low back down. Level 1, you'll stay here and start to move the arms above the head. Level 2, you'll bring your left knee up. Level 3, both knees are up. And then we can add the left leg gliding forward and bring it in. 2 more. Good, 1 more time. Wow, this is really intense. And then relax everything down. Take your weight down to the floor. Good, now that was a lot of, I shouldn't say strain, but it was a lot of intensity into the lower back because of the hip flexion. So let's bring our knees up, cross your ankles, right cross on top of the left, and pull your knees into your chest. Good job. That should really flatten the low back down. And then release, cross your left ankle on top of your right. Your knees are open. Pull your knees in toward your armpits. Great, and come back up. Now take your right leg on top of the left, but you're going to cross above your knees. So I have them crossed way up here on the thighs. So this might be where you want to stay here. Now, if this stretch doesn't work for you, do a figure 4. So our idea is this is cow face legs, but laying on our back, which this is usually done sitting down, which is really difficult. So I want you to reach up and see if you can grab one or both ankles and pull your legs toward you. Flex your feet and then relax your head down. Now your right leg is on top, so it might be possible that that's the only ankle that you're able to get. And you'll be holding that with your left hand because you've got opposites here. But if you can get both of them, that's great. And then play with where your feet are in space. Maybe they're down a little bit more, out to the side a little more. You could rock a little bit on your low back from side to side. And then we'll stay here in this position about another 3 breaths. I'm feeling it mostly in my right glute in the external part, the deep external rotators. Almost like a figure 4 stretch feeling that I'm getting there in that hip. Okay, let go of the ankles. And then we'll switch to cross the left leg on top of the right, above the knees. So your left foot is over on the right side of your body and your right foot is over on the left. Maybe you're just staying like this. And I can use the strength of my legs to get a stretch here by pushing my legs toward my chest. And that feels like a great stretch. I don't even have to grab my ankles. But we can try. And then lay back down. Ooh, that's really deep into the left external rotator. And again, if this stretch isn't working for you, do your regular figure 4 stretch. Everybody knows that one. Just cross your ankle over your thigh and pull your knees up to your chest. Very similar stretch, but for some people a little bit more accessible than this one. Just a couple more breaths. Great. All right, release your ankles. Uncross your legs, put your feet down on the floor. Open your knees out into your reclined butterfly. And just soften your hips and your inner thighs. And let's relax here. So if this does not feel comfortable, I want you to pick a different stretch because we're actually going to stay here for 3 minutes. Yes, so I want to make sure this feels comfortable. You can also come up off of your back and do it sitting if you'd like, if that's more comfortable for 3 minutes, or pick a different stretch here, laying on your back. Okay, we're going to close our eyes and just breathe. And then I want you to slightly retract your shoulder blades on the mat so your chest lifts up a little bit. But engage your abdominals so your lower back doesn't excessively arch. So we do have some engagement in the upper back here, in our postural muscles. I feel like when I do that, I press my arms down into the floor. And it's nice to feel that connection that I'm actually doing this movement. Now, if you get tired of holding this, then relax it for a few breaths and then come back into it. Now we can do a little bit of contraction in the muscles of the legs as well. So I want you to squeeze your glutes and push your feet together like you've got a little sponge between the bottoms of your feet and you're trying to squeeze the water out of the sponge. And then maybe you try to press your knees out a little wider using your medial glutes to do that activation. Let's see where we're at on our timer. We have 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Now, the engagement of these muscles can be very, very subtle. You don't have to turn it on at a level 9. Even a level 2 is good. Just enough to switch those muscles on, to notice them, and to feel benefit from contracting those muscles. When we get to the last 30 seconds, which is now, I just want you to relax and breathe. So there's no muscle contractions. One more breath here. And then we're going to close the knees together and choose a side that you'd like to roll to. And when you choose your side, bring your arm up so you can support your head a little bit as you roll over. And we'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. This is our baby pose, sometimes signifies rebirth, coming back to life after Shavasana is usually where it's seen. Because Shavasana means corpse pose, so it signifies death. So we can, with our mind, we can think what we want to kind of put away in our life and end. Maybe something that's been stressful for you, let's just put it away. And then we'll rise from our baby pose, pressing into the arms, coming up to a comfortable seat. Now, once you come up, I want you to retract your shoulder blades back. We'll pull your abs in. We'll tip our right ear to the right shoulder. If you'd like to give it a little assistance, the right hand can come up. And then slightly turn your head so your chin's going to look down. Good, let's release that side. Before you go right to the other side, readjust, retract your shoulder blades. Pull your abs in. Tip your left ear to left shoulder. Option to assist gently. And then turn your chin to look downward. And then release that. Readjust, shoulder blades retracted. Drop your chin down to your chest. And then lift your head back up. We'll take a breath together. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Press the palms above the head as we draw our thumbs into the heart. It's been my honor to guide you through this practice today. And the joy that resides within my heart honors the joy in the hearts of each of you. Namaste. Nicely done, everyone. If you can stay in chat, I can't wait to hear how that all worked in your body. If not, send me a little message. I do read them and enjoy hearing from you. So I'll get our recording shut off. I'll likely have to run in the back room to chat because Jitsi likes to shut me down when I turn the recording off. Okay, good job, everybody.